Happy Friday, everyone. I am King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon, and here we go into the weekend. And can you tell we're excited? No, we're not going to be talking about sports at all. We will give you the forecast, though, for some big sporting events that are happening this weekend, including Mariners playoff baseball. They're going to be going up against the Tigers. You can see we got the hat, we got the jersey on. We are ready. And I think overall the weather is going to cooperate. We do have some showers to talk about. Don't think it's going to be much of an issue, and maybe most of that rain is out of here before the start of that game. We also have Sounders. We also have Seahawks. We're going to get into all that here in just a bit. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and start off with what's happening there at T-Mobile Park tomorrow. First game is going to be at 5:38 on Saturday, and mostly cloudy skies, maybe a few sun breaks by the time we head into the beginning of the game, which first pitch at 5:38 probably will feature a sprinkler or two out there. Generally, though, dry conditions, and then we'll continue on throughout the night. We'll see if they close the roof or not, but either way, prepare for the coolest air because that is going to be settling in, and you're going to definitely have that fall-like feel in the air. And looking at what's happening later on, it's a Saturday evening, Timbers and Sounders. That's going to start up at 7:30, so that match will be at Lumen Field right across the street, and you can see temperatures pretty much around some of the same numbers, just going to be a bit cooler at the end of the game with the later start and end time. And as we look overall at the forecast here through the weekend, first game for the Mariners on Saturday, that slight chance of showers will be around. Again, generally dry though. Sunday looks like we'll see nothing but sunshine and temperatures just slightly warmer as we get up to 63 degrees. More of a warm up to come as we go later on into next work week, which we'll talk about in a second. And you can see, looking at our forecast for Sunday, the Seahawks and Buccaneers, we have that at 1:05 p.m. And generally sunny skies going to be around for us at that point. So, boy, we got a lot going on here in Seattle. Thankfully, again, it looks like the weather is going to cooperate. And as we continue on into next work week, Monday and Tuesday, highs around that 70-degree mark. Kind of chilly during the mornings, though, well into the 40s. Could even see some 30s at that point, too, in some outlying areas. And then later on into next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, cooling back down. More rain back in the forecast at that point. As far as the rain chances that we have tonight into the day for tomorrow, well, it's coming along with this system that will be arriving here throughout the evening. And we're right now beginning to see it push closer here to around La Push. And kind of not seeing a whole lot in terms of any sort of rain right now. So anything that's showing up on radar is going to be very limited as far as what actually hits the ground. But it's going to be a little while for us here around Westport until later tonight before we see anything. Same can be said here around Granite Falls, even if we do see anything from this system. And then around Tacoma, cloudy skies turn into mostly sunny skies here into the afternoon, and seeing more the same as we look at T-Mobile Park here into the early part of your Friday evening. Generally cloudy skies, though, as we go later on into the evening. Rain chances are going to be few and far between here around Seattle itself. And then by tomorrow morning, maybe we'll see some of that start to scoot its way on out of here. But there it is. That's the system that's responsible for any sort of rain that we have here into the night and into Saturday. Showing up on radar, it will be interesting to see how much of that actually hits the ground here and what we see at ground level, because a lot of that could just be continuing to evaporate before it makes its way to the ground itself. It's what we call virgas, kind of something that's showing up on radar, yes, but not really showing too much evidence of what's happening at ground level. Current temperatures are going to be really, really nice for many of us, and as this radar continues to show you that those clouds move on through, we will see those current temperatures start to drop a little bit into tomorrow morning, because this band of rain is coming along with the front, and as that continues to work its way from north to south, well, that's going to help to reduce some better chances of rain out over more of the Olympic Peninsula, and maybe from areas south of Seattle. We'll get that to move on out of here late tonight. That's about 9 to 10, maybe 11 o'clock. By early tomorrow morning, we're starting to see that things are looking quite a bit different as far as any sort of rain that might be out there. And then a few sprinkles kind of pop up, maybe patchy areas of mist later on early into tomorrow afternoon. And then as we fast forward this to 5:30, the key time, right? Things looking to be dry. So maybe we do have an open roof type of here for that game against the Tigers tomorrow evening. We'll continue on into later tomorrow night, and we'll get some cool air really to settle on in. So this is going to be one of the first nights that we'll have a lot more of those widespread 40s for those overnight lows, and many more of those to come into early next work week with the clearer skies that'll be around, starting to shape up with high pressure beginning to make its way back across the region. All right, rainfall amounts with this disturbance. I wanted to show you just how pathetic maybe some of this rain is going to be. Maybe up to a tenth of an inch, most spots a trace of anything at all with the rain that's going to be moving on by. And you can see the temperatures, they climb as we head on into the latter part of the weekend and eventually into the first part of next work week, Monday and Tuesday, getting up to the upper 60s and low 70s. And then our numbers start to fall back down afterwards with the rain coming back into play for us. All right, so overnight, temperatures generally in the low 50s. Could see a few more of those upper 40s the farther north you go. And then highs tomorrow, looking to top off at 61 in Blaine, 63 in Mount Vernon, 61 around Orcas Island. We'll see low 60s around Arlington, Granite Falls, and in Gold Bar. A high of 61 in Linwood, up to 61 degrees in Coopville. Oak Harbor, only 59 degrees for you. We'll see low to mid 60s around areas such as Kingston and Paulsbo. Low 60s around Seattle, 64 in Renton, topping off at 65 in Puyallup, 65 in Olympia, and then off towards the south here, more of those mid 60s around Centralia and Longview, 50s out towards the coast, and 60s as you head just a bit inland. Quilson getting up to 65, 61 in Squim. Here's your 7-day forecast. The chances of rain tomorrow will be few and far between. Don't worry, it's not going to be a washout by any means at all. Don't even think you're going to need the rain gear if you're going to be out at any point on Saturday. Sunday, I think we'll top off at 65. We'll see a lot more sunshine at that point. And then we'll see kind of a pretty nice warm-up as we head into Monday and Tuesday, getting up near the 70-degree mark. Just chilly mornings with lows in the 40s before those numbers start to fall back down with a bit of a pattern change heading on into next Wednesday. All right, everyone. Well, here we go into an exciting weekend. Cheer real loud for the Mariners and just have a fantastic weekend overall if you're going to the Mariners game or if you're watching it on TV or if you're going to be heading to any of the other games over the weekend. Stay safe and also stay warm, too, with some of those cooler temperatures. We'll talk to you soon.